Alrighty, welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan, and today we're going to look at a whiskey that I purchased online from Blackwell's Wine and Spirits. It's in San Francisco, California. I'm not a big fan of that, but one of the few places that I've found that has a really good whiskey selection. Um, a lot of, I'm going to say rare whiskeys, but whiskeys that were harder, that were on my hit list, been looking at for a while, haven't been able to find them anywhere in all of my travels. And I was able to knock out 5 or 6, I think, at one time. Now there's another, I don't know, 5 or 6 that I could have purchased, but in Denver, Colorado, that's the closest Total Wine and Spirits uh, to me currently. But if I'm on my travel somewhere and I find a Total Wine, I'll look and see. But they had way better prices on several bottles on my hit list, and so I forewent purchasing those because at one point I had over $1,000 in my shopping cart, and I was like, okay, maybe not that much. So I scaled it back a fair bit. Um, but their prices were not outrageous. Some bottles were better priced, some were normal, average price to what I could find anywhere else. Looking around and stuff. So I did a bunch of cost comparison, but one of the bigger things was actually getting it shipped here to Wyoming. Most places didn't do that. So I went with these guys. They had free shipping over $300. And so I was able to get it. Now, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. There's two parts to this. A, I got a red background, and B, the lighting's not the best. But this is fairly red. I'll pour it in the glass and hold that up as well. But it's fairly red. Now, what this is Catoctin Creek out of Purcellville, Virginia. The Catoctin Creek. I'm not sure distillery. This is a 100% rye whiskey. Um, this is bottle number 239 of 276 from barrel number 222C. And this is a Madeira cast finish, which is probably why you see this color. I mean, this looks like it is wine essentially, but it's a Madeira cast finish rye, single barrel, store pick. So this is Blackwell's Wine and Spirits picked this barrel, and it is bottled at cask strength. This is 58% or 116 proof. So all sorts of goodness. I have high expectations for this bottle. As you could tell, I have sampled it once. I have to say, when I did sample it originally, I was not over the top for it like I was hoping to be. But as always, I do believe there is a neck pour. I do believe that opening that bottle for the first time a little bit changes that flavor profile somewhat. And so I'm not gonna lie, like even from back here, like I can smell wine. Like it smells like Madeira wine. Um, in the glass, that Madeira, that wine actually goes settles down a little bit. But like just back here, you just smell this sweet dark fruit, like a raisin or a dark plum. Um, and you get a little bit of that out of the glass. There's like a little tinge of like sugar, brown sugar. The ethanol is tamped way down, surprisingly, for how high of a proof this is. But it smells like a Slivovitz or just a real brandy kind of a fruit smell. Man, it smells delicious. I mean, it smells absolutely amazing. This is like I said, it's a store pick from that Blackwell's Wines and Spirits. It was $90, so not a cheap bottle of whiskey, but um, you know, to get something unique and interesting. Again, just such a small amount of whiskey, so you probably can't see it. I'm wearing a red shirt, red background. Probably not helping. Let's see if we can get it. Here's a white background. See if we can get some color on camera here. But I don't know how well that's coming through. But it's pretty burgundy, pretty red. Um, just smells dark fruits. The name of the game. like sticking your nose into a canister of raisins. I like it. There's a little bit of grain on the back end of it, a little bit of like grain dust, almost some like peanut shells. Very nice. All right, let's go in for a sip. On the taste, tastes very craft whiskey, where that grain presence is very forward and dominant. Um, and it's kind of a dry grain dust that carries throughout the whole flavor profile. Now, personally, I'm a fan of that because that takes me back to my childhood. So if you've ever set foot inside of a grain bin or a grain truck, you smell that dust, whether it be corn or small grains like wheat or rye or barley, or anything like that, or if you've driven through the plains during October during harvest and it's like 60 or 70-degree evening and the dust is just, is throughout the air, and you see a red sunset because of all the dust in the sky. You ever have smelled that? That grain smell comes through in both the flavor profile and in the nose. Slightly in the nose, fairly strongly in the flavor profile, and from start to finish, it's kind of in there, lingering in the background. I dig it. I really like it. Um, I'm a big fan of that. So that flavor profile, you have this thread of grain dust from start to finish. Up front, very sweet, very Madeira wine. You can taste it. You get that really nice dark fruit, that dark plum, prune, raisin kind of a combination. Um, Sweet though, sugary sweet. That moves into a really nice rye spice kind of in that middle. Um, and I'm too far removed from everything else to really go with it. But on the like long, long, long finish right now, I have just a touch of grain dust, a little bit of sweet, definitely some wine, and just a tinge of an ethanol um, burn on the tongue, but in a pleasant way, not in an overpowering way. Um, big fan of this. So far, like I said, much better than what I remembered. Because I remembered my wife and I, we tried it again. We just tried a little bit, and it. I was a little bit of a letdown at first because I was like, man, I dropped $90 on this. But now I am very happy I dropped $90 on this. This is definitely a bottle that's interesting. Not everybody's going to be able to, or not everybody's going to have one. And oh man, that's just grain and brown sugar. Oh, very, very heavy brown sugar and grain dust going back into it. Next sip. Grain dust, brown sugar on the palate, into a dark fruit, more of a raisin. That grain dust is carrying forward. And there's that brown sugar just kind of comes in waves up and down, up and down. It's a really nice, sweet, pleasant finish. Raisins, the name of the game for sure. Very sweet, dark raisins. Um, and then that kind of couples with, you can definitely pick up the wine in the finish. Um, Man, it's excellent. I'm not gonna lie, excellent. That's all I have to say about it. I'm curious. I've never had anything else. I did see this Catoctin Creek on the Whiskey Vault. Dan and Rex reviewed a bottle of it. I don't know if it was finished or not, or what. I don't remember what it was, but that's what originally got this on my hit list. And then when I found this particular bottling at the Blackwell site, I was like, all right, I'm going for it, because whenever you see a rye whiskey and a Madeira cast finish and cast strength and single barrel and store pick, well, that always gets my attention. So, final review, totally worth it. I would say very few people would be able to pick that out as being a rye whiskey. And it is absolutely excellent. Very easy drinking, especially for how hot it is, or how high the proof is. It doesn't drink that hot, although it does warm your chest pretty good. But I'm a big fan. Big fan of that. Several other whiskeys. This McCarthy single malt, some Bunahaben, the Ardbeg and Oa, and this Torabeg, the Alt Glean. Those were the other whiskeys that I bought from this Blackwell site. Again, couldn't find them anywhere else, so bought them there, and we'll get into those eventually. I think the next one up is going to be this Wyoming whiskey. I picked this up in Casper, and this is the private stock. So this was for a whiskey club in. So this says the Liquor Shed Wyoming GDBC, which is the Garden Valley Bourbon Club, and they did the bourbon pick, and as you can see on the back here, pretty nice. We'll get into this bottle next, so look forward to that one. But this is about this Catoctin Creek Madeira cask finish, barrel strength, single barrel, store picked from Blackwell's Wine and Spirits, $90. Just excellent. I got nothing bad to say about it. If you've had any experience with Catoctin Creek, drop that down in the comments below. I'd be interested in hearing what you have to say about that. If you can find some version of this rye, whether it be cask strength or not, or finished or not, drop that down in the comments below too. I'd be curious to see how available it is and what the price actually is going to be for other places. And as always, thanks for watching. Do greatly appreciate it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Check through some of the other videos, see what you think of those. Watch this on BitchUte or YouTube. More on BitchUte than on YouTube because I'm trying to veer away from that, and I release more videos on BitchUte. So, as always, thanks for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. You guys have yourselves a great day, and we'll catch you in the next video.